This research is happening in 3 provinces, KZN, Free State and Limpopo. Right now we are down in KZN. We're doing a research around drought issues, and we're looking at food prices. We're looking at gardens and fields. We're also looking at livestock. We are also looking at government interventions. And the last thing that we're looking at is water, because all these things are linked back to water. Yesterday we had a focus group of women down at Mdukatshani, but they were coming from different areas. We realized that this drought does not affect only cattle owners, which mainly are men, but it also affects women in different ways. And they did emphasize that, they were really affected by this in terms of food prices, in terms of gardening, because they don't have water, and in terms of water for the human consumption, because they now end up spending a lot of money buying water from the water tanks, and also hire community buckets to go and get water for them. In KZN, we had 2 focus groups, and we also had individuals interviews with 4 people, 2 males and 2 female farmers. We spoke to Kamatonsela Kabuza, who's living up at Parafini. Her main source of income gets sent by children from Joburg, and they also have a number of child grant in the family.
Siyakubona impuphu yadula, ushukela yadula, fulawe, irice, konke kuhamba 100 nemali. Hayi sekukhona ke komakhelwane. Manje lapha kuloya muzi ongezansi loyi umama nje wakhona oholayo. Hayi uyabheda impela. Njengamanje nje abadlili impela. Uyanana nje phela mayingakayi kohola ke. Njengamanje nje akakaholi banana.
We spoke to Mamchunu Zikubu up at Machunwini, who is a widower, and she's living with her 2 children, and her source of income is child grant.
Angazi impela ukuthi yini ngathi kanjani ngoba phela njengoba siphilela ngasodwa nje kunzima impela, ngazi ukuthi ngathi kuphe singase besilokhu zengakho, angazi. Indle ngathi zanda kakhulu ngoba phela impuphu impela yona ngathi ibiza ngapheko kwenza impuphu, ngoba thina ke mina nje wangithenga ilokhu 25 uthola ukuthi liya ku 200 njengoba nje ngingena umuntu nje indleko ngathi izikhuphuke kakhulu impela. Hayi isimo sibi.
Today we had a focus group, and out of the focus group we selected one farmer, Mr. Mvelase, since he's representing the community and cattle farmers. He is the chairperson of the Kambule Deep Tank, and he's the member of the Msinga Livestock Association. Unfortunately, he lost 75% of his herd.
Impela insikazi zodwa zinamathole esiswini. Zife nje izingasavuki isindwa ayithole. Ingasavuki ngithi ngiyayiphakela nalelo bhelanyana. Idle lapho ingasakwazi ukuvuka. Gcina nje ingasavukanga ife.
We spoke to Mr. Mutwa. He's a farmer because he has cattle and goats. He does his living by selling livestock, and he also has some fields in the irrigation scheme. He's really a hard worker, and looking at the impacts of droughts in the area, he managed to survive because he get prepared.
Sicindezelile. Angithi kade sesithatha imali yomadlanyana onayo, thatha uhambe uyothengela inkomo, amabhele, kungasekho kunye esikwenzayo. Angithi ade fike sithenga amabhele bese njengoba sithi sasihamba namasaka la ngaphakathi. Zidla ibhelele bese sithatha lobutshani lokhu kuhlazanyana sinikeze senzele ukuthi khona esifuna kuzoba ngcono.
Last year he managed to reduce the mortalities in his herd by doing that. Most of the farmers are complaining because they've lost animals in numbers.
Khona hawe ukufaka zafa kakhulu sesekhaya ngoba bezu 24 manje kwasala 6.
To have two separate groups. I mean, one group of men and one group of women. We managed, to get the different way they view things. With one area, there was an issue around a dam. And one woman said something interesting. She said, I don't know, which one is important. Is it food or is it livestock? Because, there's a dispute around the dam because the men, when the dam gets very low, they tend to chase away women. They don't want women to use that dam, to use water in that dam because they use that water to do laundry and to water their crops. And the women were not happy about that.
Idamu umthethele inkomo manje nathi angithi masithelele leli damu liyancipha inkomo zizophuzana ngesikhathi sibanga sonke kuleli damu manje namadoda ayakhuluma ngedamu la nenkomo futhi nathi sigcine futhi siyekile ngempela ngoba akufuneki sibangisane phela namadoda simeke kuphele ke singabe salima ke siye silinde futhi ukuthi koze kuneleyo mvula ke eyoqhamuka leso sikhathi.
For them, food is also important since we know that, the food prices are going up. They really need food, to feed their families. And the men, on the other hand, they really see them as an important asset for them to give drinking water to their animals. And this was really interesting for us.
Ilawo madoda nje akekho impela ukuthiwa uyaligada ukuthi kanjani cha ukuthi nje mayikuficile iyakhuza ukuthi cha ayakhuluma noma engakuna kusixosha ukuthi hambani kodwa ekhulume wona.
We know indigenous chickens are very nutritious and healthy for the families. It helps them a lot to feed their families because they cannot now afford to buy from the butcheries or from the shops since the price has went very high. Instead of buying meat, they just slaughter chickens in the homestead, which is very healthy. There is this organization called Mdukatshani that is working in the area that has helped us to set up all the focus groups and the interviews in the area. They set up a vaccination program for chickens. The vaccination program has really made a huge impact, not just in the number of chickens that farmers are owning now, but also in the families, because now the production has increased in numbers.
Inkukhu ziyazalela ngithole ngidla inyama maqanda zingisiza ngalokho ke. Ngiyahamba ngiyolanda iphilisi besifundise besilule besitshele nokuthi kwezinakwa kanjani nezinkukhu.
Farmers, especially women, came to them and say, yes, we see that you're helping us to improve our chicken production. Can you do something around goats because we're losing goats in numbers? We just wonder if you could assist us. And Mdukatshani tried and incorporate that in their working programs. Now they have a program that is looking at goats, specifically indigenous goats. They encourage farmers to look at the local breed and they look at nutrition. Because animals can not only survive eating in the field, but they also need to try and supplement their animals. They work with community animal health workers, youngsters, to support farmers since they don't have their own livestock. What they do, they produce protein blocks or energy blocks that can sell to farmers so that farmers can sustain their animals in winter. And in the interviews yesterday, it came out very clearly that those blocks have made a huge impact in terms of reducing the number of mortalities around goats. There's a lot of things that are happening around Kekli. Since we know that Kekli are owned by male farmers, but with goats, which are mainly owned by female farmers, it is a problem because every time the goat is sick, they have to go and knock in a male homestead to go and ask for assistance. And this is where this new program of community animal health workers come in. Now they call the youngsters to come and help them to inoculate the animals and to inject the animals and deworm the animals if necessary.
Labo kade ulani kudle mdlovana. Kwadlaleka ngathi lapho. ngoba safike sahamba sayobhalisa kwathiwa sihambe siyokuthatha umdlovana. Afike umdlovana sekuthathwe yilaba nalaba kwagcina kwathiwa kusekho lutho kuphelile. Sahambela ubala nje kabili kathathu ukuyaleka emdlovana kwazi kuyimali eningi 700.
Asazi ngoba phela basichazela singakabhalisi bathi kusele ukudla okulingana abantu abawu20. Ake sabhalisa kwasho ukuthi ilanga selitshekile. Base bethi ngasobuya. Bazasithinta ngefoni ngoba nakho akusenele kahle bazazogcwalisa. Bafona ke. Nabe fonile sasuka ke sathatha imoto la sahamba sithela masokunye sisendleleni kwasengena ifoni esithi ningabe niseza sekuphelile. Hayi sibona ngathi kukhona abakwenza okubugebengu sisho njalo nje kuyabona.
Qashe nemonto yakho ukuthi uzophuya nokudla. Umuntu ethi hey ulethe imali engaka. Abanye ngibaziyo abanye ngingabazi. Hayi kwakuyirobhani ngoba kwaqale kwathiwa yini 10,000. Kwaphinde wathi abahlephulelane kube 5,000. Bathi nabethi ke abaziyo bathi yasihlephulana kuyami ke bese ngithi ngifuna umngani wami sizomhlephulela. Bathi hayi sizawuhlephulela thina sisekulo esimnika yena. Hayi ukuthi nangithanda wena ngithi woza ngihlephele kule yami. Abakwenza lokho. Bafuna ukukhetha bona ke manje ukuthi hayi simhlephulela kumdlalo nje lapha bavele badlela imali nje laba.
Hayi sesiside isikhathi awasizi ke manje. Ayikeze kuqala hayi manje awasizi. Sele uqala unyaka bakaze befike sesizwe lezi nje edlulayo kuphela bafuna lokhu ke. Laba ukuthi una ubani kubani
Mhlambe lali kwakukhona lali kade linile ngonyaka odlulile. Kwase kuthi lo nyaka noma line kancane lafikela mhlambe kutshane bomile lancane ke lelo zulu asisho njalo.